Well, good afternoon my YouTube friends, it's Margaret back again, and we've taken a little bit of time out because of course we've had Easter, and the build up to Easter we had some lovely weather, so we were in the garden potting up the dahlias, Keith rearranging things, and now Easter is over and we've got a few days of cooler weather. We've come inside and now it's time just to check out some of these store-bought phalaenopsis orchids, and hopefully this won't be such a long video, but let's just bring them down individually. And here we go. This one's a little cascading one. This is the one I call blotchy, and I don't know whether that little end will develop into another bud. I'm not too sure. This is done quite well actually. And you see? And the nice colours. Of course you've got the yellow, and then right just under the column you've got a deep, almost black tongue. So it's done very well, this one has, and it's just supported with this one cane, and then we've got this other little branch here, and we've got another little extension. Where's that extension gone? There. But I'm undecided at the moment. This one's fine for another few days, but then I've started to think about reducing these inflorescences, simply to help the orchids to gain a better root system. Now, see, this is an older leaf. I think we did lose one leaf here, and this is an older leaf, and excuse me, this area here could have had the possibility of another root coming, but of course it hasn't developed. Now see, the leaves are quite firm, and let me just have a look down there, just to make sure. What I'm looking for is that we've got no bugs down there. I don't think we've got a leaf developing yet, and that's the root system from the front here. So not too bad. It's still hanging in there, if you like. And so these were watered the other day. Now looking at that top, you'd think that would be ready to be watered again, but if you look underneath a good 2 inches down, and you'll see green roots, and in fact this area here is still quite damp, so maybe it just needs a higher feed the next time I feed that one. So let's put that one back. We'll take them in turn. So I'm just going to lift this one out now. So hold on. So that's the one I've just shown you, blotchy, and that was Harlequin type phalaenopsis. That was purchased on the 2nd of the 2nd. Okay, so that was from one of the supermarkets, and if we'll put that little label back so then I don't lose it. But she says she can't get it to go in, so I'll just leave it there for a minute. Right, now this one is another one, and I've called this Bucks Fizz. Now this was bought, and you see 2nd of March, and this was from Waitrose. And of all these supermarket phalaenopsis, this has been the better, and this has stayed really firm because it had got such a good root system. So you see, this is starting to go now. Can you see? There's that one going. I usually take them off, and the reason I pinch them off is because once they start to go, I never know whether it's a trigger for the rest of them to start. But you see, this is just coming on now. It starts off like pale green, and then eventually that green pales to almost white. There we go. So, and of course this one, can you see? Now let's just look at this one. So this is bought 2nd of March. So this one was a bargain. They're all the same price, but for the amount of roots it had got on it and the blooms, it's done wonderful. So here we go. So this one, I've got it potted quite high in the pot, and you'll notice I've got cork bark, but then let's lift her up and you'll see I've got ordinary bark. So but you see, can you see those roots? They're going down nicely. And even though we dry on the top like that, I suppose I could cut that dead root off there, but even though we dry on the top, you see again we're quite moist down below, so that doesn't need anything doing to it. We just need to well, we won't see any activity. We probably won't see any new root activity until the inflorescences are cut. But let's put that label back in now, and then let's have a look. Let's not put it where there's a root. I don't want to disturb it. But this one's doing very well. Okay, that one goes there. And the next one we'll look at is this one. Now, these usually lock in, so, oh, that's very fortunate that I've not got it locked into this little outer pot. Right, so gradually, this is little ruby lips. Gradually, these, see, we've got one that's just blasted. These little blooms have been fading, and we're now down to the last two blooms to open. This one, that's 1, 2, and we've got four, the other two, and that's it. I have already cut one spike off. There, you see. So let's have a look at this root system. Now let's have a look. Waitrose again, 3rd of March. And you see the difference in size. I think this is like a mini, but this leaf here will have to grow, and that's why I'll need to cut this inflorescence off as soon as I can to allow the orchid to produce roots and really get established. Looks as though here we've got a little bit of inorganic media. I know we've got bark, we've got Orchids bark in there, and the same again, you see, we've got the dry top layer, but this middle layer is still quite moist, so that won't get watered. Now you'll probably recall this little white phalaenopsis. I named this one Dougal. Now this was purchased from a nursery on the 9th of February 22, and it was very floriferous. It had got 7 spikes, and then it came to me, and one by one the spikes failed. Let's just see that. Can you see that little green tip there? So, I mean, it had branched everywhere. So I cut the majority of them off, and I've just kept this little one here and this stem here, inflorescence, and this one's branched from here, and it's giving me all these. Can you see? Look at that. And you can tell it's a mini. Look how tiny they are. And yet, you see, that's going to bloom. So, and then this one, this little tiny spike here. So how's this fared? And you see, if you look in there, we're still struggling with this one. So let's have a look. That leaf's not bad. That one's still showing a little sign of dehydration. But look at that one, that's still dehydrated. So let's have a look at the one underneath here. And that one is. So what we mustn't do, of course, is panic and overwater, because that would kill it. You see, there's the root system, sorry. There's the root system. It had got quite a good root system. There. Right down to the bottom these roots go. And you'll notice that this is in the larger size Orchids bark. And I can now, tomorrow, or I could do it today, I'm not sure, I'll be back up in the grow room shortly, I can water that one. I do treat them all individually. So let's put this one back, and this one goes over there. So the one we're looking at now is the phalaenopsis, and I named that one Flossie. And that had a beautiful display of little tiny orchid blooms. And that again was purchased on the 2nd of February. So it's done very well. I've cut these 2 spikes off, and as soon, well, it depends. What I just find now inside this pot is whether or not I cut that last inflorescence off. So let's have a look. When you see the leaves, that one's got a little bit of mottling on it, quite like that one, and that one has. But you notice they're quite strong. This one has got some mechanical damage on it, and this one has also got some mechanical damage, and that one was ripped there. So, you know, it's seen better days. And let's have a look. So we've got roots there. Can you see we've got roots there? And There's nothing else, I don't think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this last one, because there's really no little branch there. And then when I cut this one, whether it'll let me show you where I'm going to cut it. Just hold on. Now I have been suffering with a little bit of spider mite, which is very unusual, and so I'm a little bit cautious. And what I'm going to do now, so I don't have any cross infection, I'm just going to clean these scissors. And then, there we go. And you see that eye there? Well, I've left those quite lengthy. So what I might do, because I want to encourage it really, I don't really want it, if I cut it there, you see, it could well bloom again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut it in that area, just above that eye. There we go. Now let's see if we can get this little orchid to grow again for the summer, and then to see whether it'll get back into its routine of flowering come next spring. So this is the orchid that I'm most anxious about, and the reason I'll show you, this was bought on the 25th of March. See, we've got those two buds just about to open, and we've got one here just opening, and can you see the leaf here? It's still a little bit, you see this one's fine, but can you just see it's not holding itself up. Now this one has started again to hold itself up, but this bigger one here, when you look at that one and you see those leaves there, see, this is how this should be. And so we've got, on this side, we've got 1, 2, 3 limp leaves, and on this side we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 limp leaves on this side. And this little one, what I've had to do with this, because that's how it came in, this constraint, only in this size pot, but you see the roots are fine. There we go. And in fact that one actually looks as though it's got a growing tip on it. So let's just be careful as we move along. So when was this, 25th of March? So we're coming up to another 4 weeks where I want to be able to satisfy myself that this is going to recover. And the only way it's going to recover, believe it or not, is if I cut these inflorescence off, this big inflorescence. So, see, these are the decisions that you've got to make, whether to risk it. And I've got 1, 2, 3. I've only got 3 buds to open. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. So I could put these, the cut ones, into a vase. See, you can see how it's constrained. It's pulled in with this wire here. You see, they're not supposed to be grown like this. So the first thing we'll do is, let's just see if I can cut this. That's it. So we'll cut that one now. And then we're going to have to lift it out of the outer pot because it's in 2 pots. Let's take that one out. No, I can't take, you see now I can't take that one out until I've cut these. Right. Okay. This is where you need that other hand. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can do it without. Hold on. Hold on. Let's do this one first. That one. I'm going to take this one right down to there. Okay? Right. Okay, let's release that. Now, hold on. I'm probably best now holding on to here. There we go. And you see what I'm trying to do. Can you see this one down here? Here. Oops. There. Now will I be able to do that and show you where I actually cut it? Well, look at that. It's still intact. Ah, what I might do then is I'll get 2 glass vases and I'm going to get, I wonder if I could do it from down there. Just hold on. So there we go. Those are 2 little pots of water with just rainwater in, and I've still got the frame to enjoy these blooms for the next few days. And with those tips that I've just cut off, the inflorescence, I'm going to dab each one, there we go, with some cinnamon. That's that one. And now where was the other one? Still done. Just tucked under there, can you see it? There we go. And you watch this now pick up. And what I'm going to have to do is find another one of those little black pots. 1, 2, 3, 4. I must have some more. They're in the garage, and with potting up all the plants, I can't find anything. But never mind. So thank you for joining me on this little update, and I'm sure I shall be back. It's a long video. It was only supposed to be a short video, but never mind. Take care. Have a good weekend. Bye bye now.